called breakage. In traditional setups, it goes to your upline or back to the creators, not here. It goes back into the contract to do these amazing things. And that's how you get the liquidity continuing to grow, grow, grow.
Right.
Wow.
If I can caveat that, if you don't mind, real quick, I'm a little bit of a number geek. Carl, can you bring up excuse me, bring up the screen with the treasury on it there?
Hey, Sarah, if I could, just let me jump in really quick because this
Sure.
is pertinent to what the other question was. Carl,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you see right now, show people it's 547,281.
No, 547 million.
A million, right? I keep saying that. Yeah. Do a refresh, please.
Oh boy.
I might have to. Yeah, I got to reconnect my wallet. Just give me
That's
one
okay. It'll be worth it. Everybody, remember that
you're
number.
telling me it went up? Whoop, whoop.
Just just remember that number, 547, and look at what it is now.
So while we've been on this call, because I showed you earlier, it was 547. Now it went up $2 million in the last hour.
Yes.
That's
and I'm going to
insane.
piggyback that because I like to keep track of things. Okay. This is kind of a 2-point thing. And I know we're getting slightly off topic, but this is important because confidence seems to be, the air of the questions. On January 31st, that treasury balance was 171 million. On February 13th, it was 270 million. And then on February 22nd, it skyrocketed to 397 million. And then today, being April 3rd, you can see we're at $549 million. Now bring up DEX tools for a second. What I want the takeaway on this to be is you can see here the buy and the sells. Scroll down a little bit.
Why isn't it scrolling? Hang on.
You're frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Oh,
Just
okay. That's okay. If anybody goes on DEX tools, which all the four of us are on constantly throughout the day, look at that action. Look at that action. Every second, it's transaction. This is what I call, it's sort of a self-coined term, an exercise contract, meaning there is money coming in, but what I want you to focus on is there's money coming out, guys. All that red, that's people withdrawing. You want to see that. You don't want to see a contract that has only additions, because when somebody then decides to withdraw, then what's going to happen? But you can see that we have a very healthy ratio of buys and sells. So people using this program and protocol the way it's intended, but we are holding a market value nice and strong. We are increasing our treasury balance. And scroll up to the number of wallets. 499,000 users. Dave, I can't recall how many when we first got in the end of December?
170,000.
That's remarkable. So all of those new wallets coming in, making deposits and withdrawing, okay? And we're holding market value and increasing our treasury balance. That right there to me speaks volumes.
I would add to that, Polygon. It's a layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum. It was built to solve two problems: faster transactions and cheaper transactions for the Ethereum network. The number one token right now on Polygon is LGNS, based on value, day after day after day. It's not a joke. It's not a small token. You guys are in the right place at the right time for this token.
Absolutely. We have a question here. How safe is this from hackers?
Well, the question is, how safe are you in their setup of your wallet and keeping your 12 keywords confidential?
Yeah.
Right. So there's safety measures on your end. The smart contract, when you connect to your wallet, is safe.
It's encrypted. Yeah.
But you got to make sure that you protect your 12 words, You got to make sure that you're not using a wallet that you may have used for a previous program that might have had some problems, right? So I will always recommend you set up a brand new wallet whenever you go into a new endeavor.
And please run virus software on your computers or your phones.
Right.
Don't click
VPN.
on, yep, don't click on emails or links that are
No.
phishing. If you don't recognize it, don't click on it. These are all
Absolutely.
measures that are just normal ways to keep your stuff safe.
Absolutely. So that's just real, everyday, real world life things. We have a hand raised here. Mers.
Hi.
Hi. Did I say that right?
Yes, it's Mars.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, so it may sound redundant, but I don't know. I'm trying to understand the eat up the table strategy. So how is the main table benefiting from the table legs?
Oh, that's actually a generational question. Carl, you want to grab that?
Okay, so you're talking about these
Top position,
these
top position being the table. Yep.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to look at this particular example right here. Okay, so this is your main one. The main one is here, your table. Okay, these other ones, whether they're your personal ones or anybody that you referred, these ones are feeding the main one at 16% every, or up to 16% every 8 hours. So this one's always being fed, this one here. Now, if these were your own personal wallets, these are ones that you could either refer to if you want, or you could just let them go. And what Sarah was showing you is what you could be doing with just your main table wallet. See, what we didn't cover is the 16% if you had additional wallets that was feeding in there. So even though you are eating off the table, it's adding, these wallets are still adding to that. And it could get very, very complicated that way in a good sense, because there'd be more money flowing in every single day.
Right. The numbers would actually be bigger.
It'd be way different. Yeah. So we're just, what we did is, what Sarah did is just showed you what it would be like just to eat off of the table, off of the main wallet without anything feeding it. Anything beyond that, the numbers get pretty insane that they can do, because you're replenishing what you're taking out of here every 8 hours, right? So it's, I hope that answered your question, Mers, because it was kind of a multi-part question to it, or answer to it. Did that answer it?
Yeah, partially, but so what I'm trying to understand, so if you self-refer, right, you have these three under you, and you're getting 16 of the compounding factor for all three.
Yes, and how that works is this, whatever these wallets are making, this amount right here, this is the 16% you're getting a match on. So like, for instance, David's my sponsor. So when I get paid this amount here, he gets a 16% match of this every 8 hours. And that grows every 8 hours. You know, the next in 4 hours and 55 minutes, I'll get paid that. David will get paid 16% of what that is. And then that number will go up. It'll be 43, who knows, 25 or 36 or whatever it is. And he will get paid 16% every 8 hours, 7 days a week. So your wallet will have the same effect. Whatever the amount you start with in this wallet is going to tell you what this account's going to make, what your main account's going to make. So if you had 575 in here and it was getting paid, I don't know, let's say 0.13, right? Then you would get 60% of 0.13. And if they were all the same amounts in there, then 0.13, whatever the 16% is.
Oh, wow.
But then every 8 hours it goes up. So this is what we call the snowball effect.
Interesting.
We cannot stop the growth, right? And you know, when everybody asks, well, how can it pay it? Well, you're only getting paid 0.3% every 8 hours on all accounts, on all wallets. You got to remember, this is the difference between the $1 and whatever the market value is. So they use, out of each dollar, they're using that 0.3%. This is why this is growing and not shrinking. You'll see it shrink on some days. Like, for instance, at the end of the month, maybe everybody wants to go and take a withdrawal. Then you will see this number shrink a little bit. And then the next day, you'll see it bounce right back, or the next couple of days, it bounces right back. So, and that's how they can afford to pay this, because of the small amount it pays every 8 hours.
And let me just add that this goes on automatically. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have those 3 wallets and you decide what you want to deposit in there, those wallets are going to come automatically. Every 8 hours, they're throwing these bits and pieces, like here, up to 16%, right into your spider web of the main wallet. And then every once in a while, you can go in there, and we'll teach you that later on, how to clear out your spider web and claim it. Okay. It's a very easy process as well. And so when you have sub wallets or you have people underneath you, however you want to do it, there's a little work. But let's put it this way, you're getting paid for that as well. And it's fun. I like doing a little bit of work when I'm actually making something from the work. So that's it. But everything else is on auto drive.
And the thing is, these wallets are compounding. You can't stop it unless you take your funds out. That's the only way you stop these wallets. They will continue to go every 8 hours, 7 days a week, until you decide to pull the funds. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's going to be very few people that are going to be doing that. They will take their profits. They'll
So
eat
does
off
it
the table.
matter? I'm sorry. Does it matter if the main table is having more funds than the table legs?
Good
That's a great
question.
question.
Dave,
That's a
take
great
that
question.
one. Do you like
So,
that?
yep. So you want to set it up, if they're self-referred, where do you want the majority of your deposits? I think you answered yourself. You want it on the bottom wallets because you're earning from them, right? That's 16%. That's growing every 8 hours. See, every 8 hours, you're getting a paycheck from each one of those accounts. In the next 8 hours, that paycheck you got from them, it grew. The next 8 hours, it grew more. I like to say it's like a snowball rolling down a big slope. And it's just picking up more and more snow. And as long as you don't stop that snowball, pick it up and throw it at somebody and stop it, it's going to continue to roll and pick up more and more snow. And you're making more and more off that snowball continue to roll through time, compounding. So you want the majority of the deposit to be in those referral wallets if you're doing self-referrals. The top one, you want to make sure the minimum is in there because there's a minimum recommended amount that needs to be in that wallet, which is 100. We say 125 because the token does fluctuate in price. So 125 in that wallet for your first level, those first 3 that you refer to yourself. Other than that, the majority, in my opinion, should be in those 3 wallets that is beneath it because you're making up to that 16% off of it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I understand.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Now imagine, if I can add to that, if you took your eat off the table approach, okay? Because eat off the table doesn't mean you're necessarily taking it and using it for daily living, okay? You can take your 16%, up to 16% that you're getting from those 3 self-referred wallets underneath. It's going to hit the spider web in your main wallet, in your table wallet, right? And you can take the profit from the compounding and the spider web profits that hit on your main wallet, your table, and you can move those down to the wallets underneath you to keep funneling that volume back down underneath. And then what's going to happen? You're going to be building the volume in those 3 legs, which is what you want, right? To get to your Dow rewards. saying the up to 16 saying the up to 16% match.
You don't do the builder Zoom.
And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We got a call. That's the last one for the week, you know.
Thanks again, everyone. We will.
And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We got a call. That's the last one for the week, you know, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And by the way, the
the up to 16% match for the next, and you keep rinsing and repeating to build and stack those lower wallets. Does that make sense?
That is smart.
Yeah, if you can see my hands moving, I'm doing a little hand thing for you, moving things.
We vibrate on this call when we give these. And again, this is entertainment purposes, folks. Okay, but it's straight mathematics on how it's designed. So it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to have their own different way they're going to do things. So there's no real perfect solution. Every solution is perfect, depending on how you want to do things.
Perfect. So we have Earl has, I don't know who came first, the question in the chat, or let's take Earl's hand raise here, and then we'll get back to the chat.
In reference, well, actually, I like the answers that you're giving all nightly. But Gypsy had raised a question earlier. So this method that you just talked about, would that benefit her better than doing the method that you advised her to do?
Do you guys recall which method? You keep rinsing and repeating to build and stack those lower wallets. Does that make sense?
That is smart.
Yeah, if you can see my hands moving, I'm doing a little hand thing for you, moving things.
We vibrate on this call when we give these. And again, this is entertainment purposes, folks. Okay, but it's straight mathematics on how it's designed. So it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to have their own different way they're going to do things. So there's no real perfect solution. Every solution is perfect, depending on how you want to do things.
Perfect. So we have Earl has, I don't know who came first, the question in the chat, or let's take Earl's hand raise here, and then we'll get back to the chat.
In reference, well, actually, I like the answers that you're giving all nightly. But Gypsy had raised a question earlier. So this method that you just talked about, would that benefit her better than doing the method that you advised her to do?
Do you guys recall which method she raised the question about versus what we recommended?
She had the $500. Remember, she's in on the, she has a parent subscription that she done, and she has $500 that she wants to add. So I was thinking, as soon as I heard her say add, I said, well, why don't you just open up other wallets underneath yourself, because then those wallets would actually start paying you what you just finished describing just now. So, but then you talked about, I can't remember exactly what it was, because it's the first time I've heard it anyway. And
I recall now.
You remember? Okay.
Yep, I think I recall. Mark, do you want to take that one, because I think you got it?
Well, I do, but I think David was going to try to chime in there. So go ahead, Dave, and then I could follow up.
So SLGNS is the term that you heard us talk about. What that stands for is staked LGNS. Now, the power of staked LGNS means if you want to send it from wallet to wallet, whether it's self-referred wallet or to a friend or even to an enemy, it's already good to go. It's staking the moment it hits that wallet. They ain't got to push stake. It don't miss it don't skip a beat. It's earning that 0.3% every 8 hours. So what we recommended to her is, instead of leaving her deposit of 500 sideline where it's doing nothing, go ahead and stake it. Let it start earning that 0.3% every 8 hours. And once she set up those self-referred wallets, she can send it straight there. And guess what? It didn't skip a beat. It's earning when she put it into that main account, and it's continuing to earn as she put those 3 lower accounts beneath her. Do you understand that?
Got you. That you hit it. Yeah. And I only done this specifically so everybody else can understand it, because there's a lot of different mathematics creations to this little platform, which I love it. But just in case somebody else kind of thinks and says, "Well, what about that? What about that?" But here it is. She just answered the question. Excellent.
I'm
it's a
actually going to show
beautiful.
you how you can do that right now. So you can see this account here. This is my other account. It's got 12 LGNS in it. So I'm going to go back to my main account here. I'm going to click on LGNS. I'm going to send it. I've already copied the address. So I'm just going to put 2 in here for the purpose of this example. So I'm going to click next on here, and I'm going to confirm it. And then we're going to see this account. It's going to come up where you're going to see, and you're going to, there it is, 14. That's how fast it's done from wallet to wallet. Okay, you all saw that, right?
Yep. And that's in a staked form. He did not
That's in
have
a
to
staked form.
unstake.
Yeah.
He did not pay the 5% withdrawal. He simply moved a staked form of LGNS over to a different wallet.
Yeah, and it did not go to a warm-up period. It went straight to the staked balance.
Right. So Earl, in the instance for Gypsy, it was more coming down to her not being sure and being fluid in how to open up another wallet. So in the meantime, so she's not missing those 8-hour periods, get those funds in there, get them earning, and we can worry about moving them later.
Why don't you pop that address in there, Carl, for the SLGNS?
Oh, for the SLG, I thought you meant my wallet address. Wait a second.
Well, if you feel generous, okay. But,
Okay,
Well,
give me
no.
1 sec.
That'd be him taking contributions, right? Okay.
Let's keep flying through the questions.
Yeah,
Exhausted.
Gypsy
let
says, I
me,
got it now. Thanks, Earl, and everyone on the call. Perfect. We do have Ernest up here said, so if we are getting 0.3% every 8 hours, is it correct or okay to say we are receiving 0.9% a day? Dave?
Great question. Here's the reality. We say 0.9 because it's clean. And that's about the average of what we've seen since Carl, myself, Sarah, and Mark, who's been in the longest, has seen about an average of 0.3%. But the white paper for Origins LGNS says it could be anywhere from 0.2% to 0.4%. So it could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more. So I would say yes, on average, somewhere around 0.9% a day compounding. But you can notice it can be always a little bit more, a little bit less, and we're okay with that. Why are we okay with that, Sarah?
I'm sorry, I'm typing to somebody in the chat. I did not hear what you said.
I caught you slipping. We are okay
sorry,
with that.
I'm attending to someone.
Right. We are okay with that because this smart contract is a living, breathing organism. It knows what it needs to do to survive. For us, for the community. So sometimes we're gonna earn a little bit more, sometimes we're gonna earn a little bit less. But in any case, the worst case scenario is a 0.2%, which would be a 0.6% compounding per day. I think we all would agree that's still amazing. But on average, you are correct. We talk about this at 0.3% because that's what we've seen over the last 10 months. And that's about the average. And that's what we tell people so that we can just make a nice clean number of what we have seen of 0.3% every 8 hours. Does that cover the message for you? I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I put the SLGNS address. It's a separate address, and I'm just going to, when you want to transfer from one wallet to another, you have to use this address. Now, in MetaMask, it has to be used as a custom token. So you're going to click on the plus, you're going to click on custom token, and you paste that address in there, ending in 9725. Always check that, okay? In MetaMask. In the other wallets, you can just put it in as a regular. In other words, you go to add tokens, and you put that address in the search bar, and it'll automatically pull it up, and then you just click the little plus, and it's added to your wallet. And then you could transfer back and forth. You've got 3 wallets. Just make sure you put the SLGNS in all of them, okay? Because there's advantages to that. Maybe one day you want to go a little deeper. Let's say people start coming in. You could actually take it. Instead of putting more in your main wallet, you can use the SLGNS to put up into the other wallet to build that. And it's doesn't cost you anything. There's no fees, no nothing. So it's a beautiful system, and I highly recommend. Before you use it, make sure you know what you're doing. But you want to have it in any wallet you're going to and from. You want to make sure you see that little circle, whether it be black or blue or white, with the SLGNS in there, and you're good to go.
Excellent. I dropped the Telegram link in there. Under the how-to section, there is a video that can be found under there that shows how to add, so to import the SLGNS address into your wallets. And it's very similar regardless of what wallet you have. If you have any trouble with that, reach out to your sponsor. If they are unsure, follow, the chain of genealogy, or jump on a Zoom or ask right in the Telegram. That's what that's there for. That is an off-hours support. Questions, anything that's needed can be found in there.
And just like with anything else, you can use risk management. Send 0.1 SLGNS instead of 20 or 50 at first. Make sure it gets to where it needs to go, to make sure you got it down and you're doing it correct. It's not a hard process, but there's always security measures you can take. So send 0.1, 0.05, a small amount, make sure it gets to where it needs to go, and you say, okay, I got it. Then send your 20, 50, 5,000, whatever you send.
Perfect. Okay, I'm looking, and we're at almost an hour and a half here. I don't know if there's any other questions. I'll give another moment in case anybody's currently trying to get into the chat, or anybody wants to find how to raise their hand. If you're on your phone, you're going to tap the screen, look for the heart icon, and then tap that, and you'll see a button that says raise hand. We do have a question. I've heard 3% for so long. When you say 16%, is that what you mean? I think there's some confusion. Our every 8-hour earning is 0.3 average. And then when we say 16, it's actually up to 16%. The up to 16% is based on the direct referral commission earnings, the spider web earnings. I'm not sure if that answers your question, Mary J. In the meantime, Sophie, I see your hand raised. You want to go ahead? Carl, can Sophie and Mike? Oh, there we go.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Just wanted to say, it's kind of a testimonial, but just wanted to say that when my sponsor told me about this, she helped, gather this fantastic four, and they came on and talked to me. And initially, I thought it was a lot, so much to understand. But a few days later, I was ready. So I told my sponsor. She told her upline, and they, got together, helped me set up a wallet. And then I just went on to, I think, the 90-day plan, the website. I saw some videos, I kept watching them, joined the daily Zoom. And before you know it, I could set up wallets myself. So I was surprised because I thought I was going to need somebody to help me through that. But watching all that, coming to the Zoom, daily or almost, helped me. And I have set up about 3 or 4 other wallets, self-refer. Because when they told me, I said to them, oh, I'm going to be passive because I didn't. But as I kept coming, I knew that I could set up more wallets. So I did set up 4 more myself. So I just wanted to encourage anyone, go watch some of the videos they made. And I think as you watch more and more, you begin to understand that. So that's what I want to say. So
I
thank
love
you
that.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That is fantastic. I love to hear those stories, and testimonials are always welcome. Mary
Sarah,
J. Yeah.
Sarah, I want to address Mary J's.
Yes.
There. Okay. So
Yep.
we talk about two different percentages. Okay. So the 16% that we talk about here, up to 16%, this is the actual match of whatever this number is. So as I mentioned earlier, when my sponsor, David, every 8 hours, when I get paid this, he gets a 16% match or whatever. So 16% of whatever this number is, that's what he's paid on a match. So that's the up to 16%, the up to 10, all of these that you see in here, that's based on the match from this number right here. The 0.3% here is what we get paid on our staked LGNS. So those are the two different things. So I hope that explained things.
That was very clear, Carl. That was nice.
That was perfect. Yeah, there's no 0.16%. Okay, I think she's got it now. Perfect, Mary J. I know all these numbers that we throw out, right? There's so many things. There's a spider web and the Dow, and then your own staking earnings in it. You know, that's why when you hear testimonials like the one we just had, when people come back, and the more that you hear it, the more it becomes clear. And it does take a little while to kind of wrap your head around. For
I'm kind
certain.
of thinking down the road that all we're going to end up doing is just showing people how to do the spider web, because they're going to be doing that so much. That's the only thing that they're going to care about at that point.
I know. It's powerful. It's really powerful just in itself. Okay, excellent. Wow, you guys, this is probably our biggest builder Zoom. Builder Zooms are my favorite. They are my favorite. Do we have any other questions or testimonials? If anybody wants to take mic or jump in the chat. If not, I'm actually going to throw Mark into the hot seat. I'm going to let Mark close it out for the evening because he rarely gets to do that.
Can we have the recording of the today's Zoom? Because it's the better Zoom I watched in the past 6 years with crypto or any kind of project. It was the most really understable project. And I can bring 100 people every day. I'm a really good leader. Then I really want the today's Zoom.
We typically don't do the builder Zoom recordings out to the public because there's a lot of opinions in it. That's why you hear us say a lot for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, but you already said the sentence to protect yourself. You're just talking about the project. You're not financial advisor. Then okay, okay, that's
we
okay.
do. Yep, we do record our presentations. Talking about the program as a whole. You guys have access to that. Unfortunately, we do not give out the builder Zooms, right? So I apologize about that, and we appreciate all the compliments you just paid to us. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Right. If I can add to that,
it was my first Zoom. Then my sponsor just talked to me about your project last night, and I was going to sleep. He said, "Jump in the Zoom." And it was the first Zoom I see about your project, and my hamster in my head just turned like crazy, and I just want to share it.
I
now you know how we feel.
Because every math was clear. Everything is crazy clear in this Zoom. Then everyone can understand with everyone asking question. You always answer correctly and super clear, crystal clear to all the question, and everyone can understand the 0.3% every 8 hour and the 16% from the people under you. Then it was a nice Zoom, but I understand if you don't share it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
To add to that, we don't, on occasion like this evening, we'll record just for the leaders to kind of review. But builder Zooms do take place 3 separate times a week. So absolutely, as Carl likes to say, come again and bring a friend, right? One of the big reasons that we don't share them, excuse me, is because the builder Zooms are very important when it comes down to sharing strategy. And we try to work with the community. And in that, the community tends to share, some personal, numbers and situations. And to protect the community, because that's our focus, we want everybody to feel safe here, where they don't have to worry about, them talking about what their financial position is or their goals, that getting posted on YouTube or shared with, people that are not in this room. And we want to encourage the participation, because honestly, if there's no participation on the Builder Zooms, we're just talking at you guys. And this is more of what I like to call a focus group. So participation is essential on this.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing, I'm a French Canadian, and I have a lots of friends in Russia, Africa, Sri Lanka, and they can come in this Zoom because it's 12-hour time difference and they are working. Then it's just, but that's okay. I will find video to share, and I will watch some video and took the one I like. Then people can understand, and I will bring them 3 times a week in the building Zoom. Thank you very much, Sarah. And I don't know if it was Carl, but thank you.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Absolutely. If there is a time, if you have a community that the time zone difference is not working for them, and you want to get a group of them together, we, with special circumstances, we can make an accommodation and do a special Builder Zoom for that community because of the time difference. So we try not to leave anybody out. So just get in touch with one of us leaders here, and we will work that out.
Okay. And can I marry you? No, I'm kidding.
If I was not already very happily married with 4 children.
That's funny. That's a real Quebecer for you, I can tell you that.
Yes, I love that. Margaret, yes, there is a Telegram. I did post it up above. I will grab that again and share that for you right now.
Yeah. Sarah, if we could, before we go to closing with Mark, and I know he's going to do a brilliant job, is there 1 or 2 more testimonies? We have close to 90, close to 100 people that joined us tonight. And I don't want them to just have heard from us. I wanted them to hear from people that had results since they've been in this platform. Is there 1 or 2 more people that's here that's been in for a month, 2 months, 3 months, that would like to share their testimony of what this platform has done and shown them?
Yep, Rob's got his hand up. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey guys, I started. I looked at this as I think it was middle of January. Thank you, Carl. That's who introduced it to me. I originally put 145 US in, and that just in the one wallet, just to test the waters. It has doubled, and it's stayed very strong since then. Then I decided to try the self-referral program. So I did. I started 1 wallet on top and 3 below, and those 3 or 4, I put $333 because I like angel numbers. And since then, even through the times of the coin dropping a little in price and re-leveling and everything, I'm still ahead of the game. So I remember early in this conversation, we heard it was, I think it was David or it might have been Mark saying how, we don't base it on the price. I guarantee that's so true, because the amount of money that coin every 0.8 hour or every 8 hours 0.3% compounds, and the more money you put in compared to my older wallet to the newer wallets, it's day and night. The 3 wallets below are, I think they're close to about 373. Last time I checked, I think that was last week, so they probably up more. And my top wallet is well over 400. So it works, and I love it, and I'm so glad I found this. And now I have a problem because I keep introducing it to people. Thank you guys so much.
I love that, Rob. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. And that is the magic of the compound. We have, wow, the testimonials are coming in. Stephen, you were next.
Well, this is partly a thank you as well, but one of the things that we did as well, doing the 3 accounts underneath our main one. And so we started that way, and then I started telling some other people, and a couple of reactions from recent people is, why didn't you tell me about this earlier? And
You bet.
so, so that's what I really appreciated. And the fact your flexibility to the earlier comment about helping do a presentations on the when it's necessary. And so we just ask and we set up a time, and you guys have been fantastic about helping out with that as well. So it's really appreciated as we grow this little platform of ours. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Our golden goose. We love it. Okay. Carl, help me out. I can't find the other hands. Looks like we have a couple more up here.
Earl Godfrey and then Gus.
Perfect.
First of all, I want to give you guys the props because this is the third time I've heard you. This is the first builders that I've heard, but I heard your presentation. And it's so funny because I have not signed up yet and I have not funded. But I did get to listen to the presentation and I was like, oh, another one. That's all I said. Another one. But then my sponsor, who will call the name, I'm going to give him a big up, said, look, come and listen to this. I got something, you could hear this and it may clear up a lot of stuff. I said, okay. So I ran and listened. Then they pulled up CoinMarketCap. And I was like, no, this is not true. This is not true. Well, to do a long story short, I'm in another program exactly like you guys. When I say exactly, it's structured basically the same way. It's not as articulate as you guys, but I've done it in a 30-day block as a trial. And I got my money back. So I done it again. Exactly, but you guys have taken it to another level.
Wow.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
Tomorrow, all day, I'm going to sign up myself and the rest of my family.
I love that.
Done. Sealed. And my sponsor is Tammy Jackson.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I
Good
love
job
this.
on Tammy.
Yep. It's like a family here. I love this.
Glad you found
Beautiful.
us.
Excellent. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Do we have one more? The last one before
we got Gus, and we'll wrap it up after Gus.
All right, Gus.
All right. No pressure, Gus. Take it away.
Oh, Gus got some stage fright.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on him, the last one, huh?
Hello, Gus. Maybe his mic's not working.
Well, I'll just jump in, and if he does, we'll let him come in. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, he just had mics.
Okay, good.
Okay, go ahead, Gus. Oh, it doesn't look like his mic is working.
Okay.
Sorry, Gus.
So what?
Take it away, Mark.
Okay, so what I wanted to mention, just to go back a little bit, a couple of people said that, the timing for the builder call, 9 o'clock at night, obviously in Europe and Russia, it's, they're sleeping. So the fix for that is we do this same thing on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So if they're 5, 6, 7 hours, that's now in their range. Okay. So if they want to come on and join us for a builder's call, they can do that. So we have the 2 9 o'clocks, Tuesday and Thursday, and we also have that Sunday one, which I know we have Linda Jackson here, who's out in New Zealand, and it's morning for them actually the next day. So we have a bunch of people who there might be some timing issues that jump in on that call. So that's just an option for anyone. And just to say, this was a fantastic call tonight. We had close to 100 people. I saw the 98 on the call. That's a record for us. And thank you all. I mean, it's all about you. I mean, we're doing this for you. And obviously, we see that people are appreciating it. And we just love that, because when you help others, you know, you just go to bed with a smile on your face. And, it's just so nice. And we appreciate you all. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We got a call. That's the last one for the week, at 3:00 in the afternoon. And by the way, the Russian groups or the European groups, they can come in on that. And then we'll see you on Sunday as well. So with that, I think, Carl, we'll wrap it up and just say thank you again to everyone.
Awesome. Thanks again, everyone. We will wrap it up right now. Appreciate you all hanging out with us for at least 90 minutes or more. Made us happy, that's for sure. So again, come back, see us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, same link. And then Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, same link. Always the same link for all of our calls. So with that said, I'll wish you a great night. See you tomorrow. Bring a friend. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.